So this car is starting to miss, and we're going to go through some of the diagnostics of how to diagnose that and how to fix it. We do have a check engine light, and it's a P0301, which means it's a cylinder 1 misfire. Cylinder 1 is the one right here closest to the front of the engine. The misfire seems to be more of an intermittent thing. It'll run smooth like it is right now, but then whenever you accelerate or just in normal driving, you can feel it skip. Since we know the misfire is contained to cylinder 1, we don't need to check the air, fuel. If it was a multiple misfire, that's when you need to check to see if the air is a problem or the fuel is a problem. We know it's confined just to cylinder 1, so that means we just need to check the coil packs, spark plugs, valves, and compression. You pull out the two T20 screws right there, and then we can start pulling out the coil packs. Now with the screwdriver, we can gently pull up on the coil packs and they pop right out. Now I'll take out the spark plugs so we can check that. Here's a look at our spark plug, and upon first inspection, it looks like it's in pretty good shape. The spark plug has like an even brown burn to it. It's not like worn down in certain places. The gap isn't exceptionally big. So this spark plug looks like it's in great shape. From the looks of it, this is a iridium plug, which is kind of on the top of the scale of spark plugs. You have copper, platinum, double platinum, and then I think there's triple platinum. Then you have iridium. Now we'll do a quick compression test just to rule out if any of the valves are bad. The compression test will also tell us if the piston rings are bad, but most likely it'll probably be the valves. Now we'll give this a few cranks. Now if you're gonna be doing this extensively, you wanna remove the fuel pump fuse, but we're only gonna be cranking this over a few times just on cylinder 1. The first test here is probably about 125, 130, and it's in the green. We're gonna repeat this test 3 times and we'll take an average. This reading is about the same. It's closer to 130 this time. You can go ahead and release the pressure. And that's in the same spot again this time. It's about 130, 125. So all 3 readings were great. They were at 130, almost on the dot, all of them. It would be best to go through and check each one of the cylinders and make sure they all have consistent readings, but that sounds pretty good, 130. What we're gonna do is we're suspecting the coil packs. What we're gonna do is take cylinder number 3's coil pack, put it on cylinder number 1, take cylinder 1's coil pack and put it on 3. And if the cylinder 1 misfire changes to a cylinder 3 misfire and it follows the coil pack, we know the coil pack is the problem. Now we can go ahead and put the spark plug back in. Now we'll pull out coil pack number 3, put it in number 1, and then we'll put number 1 and number 3. And if the misfire follows, we know the problem is in this coil pack. Now we'll put the coil pack wires back on. And these coil packs are a pretty common problem, especially on these Audis. Now we'll put these screws back in, being careful not to drop them. Now we'll run torque. I'll click on the fault codes, and then I'll tap here, and it'll start requesting the fault codes from the car. And one shows up right there. So we cleared the fault codes using torque, and you can see that the check engine light is no longer on the dash. So if the code changes to a P0303, then we know that the misfire has changed to cylinder number 3. All right, now we'll drive around a little bit and try to get it to act up. So we've been driving it around for about 3 weeks now, and we can feel it misfiring, but it's not giving us a code. It's not telling us if it's moving to cylinder number 3. So we're just gonna switch it out with another coil pack, and if the problem goes away, we know that it was the coil pack that was the problem. All right, so there's no more misfires, and it seems that the coil pack was the problem. If you take a look all over the engine, it's pretty cold out, so the engine is just as cold as the snowflakes, so they aren't melting as they touch down. You can see the crystallized structure of them. That's super cool.